Hello everyone, I hope you all are keeping well, you all are studying well. My name is Abhishek Shaw and this is your English classroom Excel Learning where we post English chapters explanation videos. Now first let me know, do you like horror stories? Yes, I know you all do like horror stories. That is the reason today I have brought a story for my class 8 students. The name of the book is English Rose, class 8 edition. Okay, and the name of the story is A Narrow Escape. Actually, this particular story is written in Bengali. The name of the writer is Leela Majumdar and the name of the entire novel is Tyapa Obhiggota. That means the experience of Tyapa. And this particular piece, this particular portion that is given in your book, this particular portion has been translated into English and it has been titled as A Narrow Escape. What is the meaning of narrow escape? Narrow escape meaning a situation in which an incident or some other unfortunate incident is just only avoided. मतलब थोड़ा एकदम थोड़े से के लिए मैं बच गया. That is called a narrow escape. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get into the chapter. But before starting, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and share this channel with your friends so that they would also get the best and the easiest explanation they have ever got. So now let's get into the chapter. Those who are having the book, kindly open at page number 16, take a pencil and a highlighter so that you can mark down all the keywords. Why? Because you will have to you will have to include those keywords in your answer script so that the teacher would get a good impression that ये जो बंदा है, ये जो लड़का है या फिर ये जो लड़की है, ये जो स्टूडेंट है, इन्होंने ये चैप्टर को ठीक से अच्छे से पढ़ा है ताकि ये एक अच्छा इंप्रेशन टीचर के ऊपर हो. इसीलिए आप सब लोगों को जो है कीवर्ड्स मार्क करना होगा और सारा जो चैप्टर्स है, ओके, सारा चैप्टर्स बार बार रीड करो, बार बार गो थ्रू करो, बार बार इतना गो थ्रू करो कि हर एक लाइन याद आ जाए. ओके, तभी जाके आप लोग प्रॉपर्ली कीवर्ड्स या फिर की फ्रेज यूज कर पाओगे. एंड दिस इज द ओनली वे टू स्कोर गुड मार्क्स इन योर एग्जामिनेशन. ओके, सो नाउ if you are having the book, kindly open at page number 16. This happened a long time ago. I did write it back then, but I have lost the pages. If you are wondering whether what I am going to talk about is real or fictitious, well, if one wishes to listen to a story, how does it matter if it's either? Is there really any difference between a cock and bull story and an incident that is of little value now? Never mind, I will only say that you hear me out first. So narrator जो है, writer जो है, अभी वो जो लिखने जा रही है या फिर जो बोलने जा रही है, इसके बारे में उन्होंने पहले भी लिख चुकी है, लेकिन वो जो सारा पेज है वो अभी उनके पास नहीं है. दैट इज द रीजन वंस अगेन शी इज राइटिंग, शी इज पेनिंग डाउन द इंसिडेंट. ओके, एंड शी इज आस्किंग द रीडर दैट व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट स्टोरीज. डू you have belief on ghost or any fictitious kind of stories? अब वैसे भी जिसे अच्छा लगता है स्टोरी सुनना, वो स्टोरी सुनेगा ही, चाहे वो रियल हो या फिर fictitious हो. Okay, this is the opinion of the writer. So that is the reason the writer is telling, never mind, I will only say that you hear me out first. So it's my request to you to listen to me carefully. मैं अभी जो बोलने जा रही हूँ, मैं अभी जो कहने जा रही हूँ, अभी जो मैं नैरेट करने जा रही हूँ, आप लोग उसे ठीक से सुनो, पहले सुनो. So now we are getting into the story. As most will know, during the Second World War, scores of people, that means many people, scared of being bombed, had fled from Calcutta to various noxious and dangerous places. At that time, one of my uncle's families had been considering moving to Kurseong for a couple of months. So a small cottage at a reasonable rent was found in a healthy and beautiful place. My eldest aunt, however, refused to relocate to a house that she had not seen before. Hence, Tyapa, her dear grandson, was sent on a récit of the house. So क्या हुआ कि so the story is set on Second World War. Okay, so as war was going on, so many people were moving from one place to another. Many people were moving from one place to another and this was the reason, like उन लोगों को डर लग रहा था कि जब वॉर होता है तब क्या होता है, कभी भी बॉम्ब गिर सकता है ऊपर से, है कि नहीं. तो everyone was scared at that time, everyone was frightened at that time. That is the reason people were moving from one place to another place. They were not even thinking twice that the place where we are moving, it would be a good place for us or not, but they would have to move, so they were moving. सेम चीज जो है, सेम इंसिडेंट जो है वो नैरेटर के एक अंकल के साथ भी हुआ था. ठीक है, तो उन लोगों ने ठीक किया कि हम लोग कर्सियंग में हम लोग शिफ्ट कर जाएंगे, हम लोग रिलोकेट कर जाएंगे. तो वहां पे एक छोटा सा घर जो है उन्होंने देखा विच वॉज इन अ हेल्दी क्लाइमेट, ओके, एंड एट रीजनेबल प्राइस. सो दे वांटेड टू मूव टू कर्सियंग फॉर कपल ऑफ मंथ्स. लेकिन वहां पे मूव करने से पहले उनका जो ग्रैंडसन था जिसका नाम था टैपा, उन्हें भेजा गया है कहां, कर्सियंग में, कि आप पहले जाओ, जाके आप देखो, आपका सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आप लोग लेके आओ कि वो जगह कैसा है, मतलब सब कुछ का सुविधा है या नहीं, वहाँ वो जो जगह है जहां हम लोग शिफ्ट करने वाले हैं, ओके, वहां पे कोई प्रॉब्लम है कि नहीं. सो टैपा वाज सेंट देयर. Tyapa was sent there to gather or to collect all the informations about the house and about surroundings. The obedient grandson packed his woolens and the thick blanket. Woolens and thick blanket, ये सब कीवर्ड है, ओके. और फर्स्ट जो पैराग्राफ है वहाँ पे, यानी सेकंड जो पैराग्राफ है, कर्सियंग एक कीवर्ड है, अ कपल ऑफ मंथ्स एक कीवर्ड है, ये सब आप लोग मार्क करके रखो. So the obedient grandson packed his woolens and a thick blanket in a small suitcase and set off on his journey. He dropped by at the landlord's office to collect the keys but was told that he would not require a key to enter the house. So he was told that he would not require a key to enter the house. You can easily enter the house, but what you have to do, the person also informed him that a postcard had been sent to the watchman and mattresses, pillows as well as utensils had been arranged for. So as Tyapa was going to Kurseong, to that particular house, so a letter had been sent to the postman and he had already arranged the pillows, utensils and whatever the things that are needed in our daily life. He just had to meet the watchman upon his arrival in Kurseong. So अब Tyapa को क्या करना है, वहां पे जाके सिर्फ जो वॉचमैन है उनसे मिलना है, दैट्स ऑल. बाकी सारा इंतजाम हो चुका है और टैपा को ऐसे ही एंटर कर सकता है वो उस बंगलो में या फिर रूम में. ही डज नॉट रिक्वायर एनी चाबी. द ट्रेन चक्ड इन ऑन टाइम. Tyapa got off and lugging his suitcase on his shoulder, he took Bhau Hill Road to his destination. Bhau Hill Road, ये कीवर्ड है, okay. So it might come as a short question that which road did Tyapa take to his destination? Bhau Hill Road. The landscape was lovely with serpentine roads, that means twisted roads, and corner shops selling राइस. मार्क करते रहो, और ये सब कीवर्ड्स है कि वो वहाँ पे जो सब दुकान था वो लोग क्या सेल करता था, राइस, लेंटिल्स, पोटैटोज, सॉल्ट एंड एसेंशियल stationery. Halfway down was a small lane to the right. Tyapa took a turn and there stood before him an elegant, picturesque house, the only one in that area. So अब Tyapa को मिल गया कि वो जिस रूम में, यानी कि जिस घर में वो लोग शिफ्ट होने वाला है. So it was a lovely house. It was a lovely house. Okay, it was like he was saying, it was not only a house, it was like a painted picture in front of his eyes, and it was the only house in that particular area. It had a red tin roof. ये सब मार्क करते रहो, description of the house, and you have to use these words, these phrases as your keywords or key phrases. It had a red tin roof, green doors and windows, a red wooden gate. Okay, he pushed the gate and it creaked open. अब ये जो लाइन है, ये अब आप लोग देखो, आप लोग डेफिनेटली आप लोग कोई ना कोई आप लोग हॉरर स्टोरी जरूर देखे हो, फिल्म देखे हो, तो ये जो थिंग है कॉमन है कि कोई दरवाजा खुला और एक क्रिकिंग साउंड जो है ये होना ही है किसी भी हॉरर स्टोरी में. किसी भी हॉरर स्टोरी में ये क्रिकिंग साउंड दरवाजे का होना ही है. ओके, सो ही पुश्ड द गेट एंड इट क्रिक्ड ओपन. ही वॉक्ड इनसाइड एंड शाउटेड आउट फॉर द वॉचमैन. सो अब टैपा जो है वो उन्होंने गेट खोला, अब क्रिकिंग साउंड में वो गेट खुल गया और वह अंदर गया. अब वॉचमैन को बुलाने लगा, वॉचमैन, वॉचमैन. He started shouting to call the watchman. There was no response. Complete silence. A few minutes later, he called out again, "Watchman! Watchman!" No one came. Tyapa was an impatient man. Impatient man is a keyword for Tyapa, and this is also a key characteristics of Tyapa. Okay, he went ahead, pushed open the glass door and went in. So he called out the watchman again and again, but he did not get any response. So he just pushed the glass door and he went inside the house. The hall was long. अब यहाँ से फिर से मार्क करते रहो. This is also key phrase और keywords के तौर पर आप लोग यूज कर सकते हो. And this is the description of the house. Okay. The hall was long. A mat made of dried coconut shells lay on the floor. There were sofas, tables, and even a mirrored rack to hang hats and umbrellas. Tyapa played with the switches and the bedroom lit up. Played with the switches means हम लोग देखते हैं ना कि अनजान जगह पे जाते जहाँ पे हम लोग एक के बाद एक स्विच ऑन करते ऑफ करते कि किस में लाइट है, फैन का स्विच है कौन सा, ये सब देखने. So he just played with the switches and the bedroom lit up. He turned the taps in the bathroom and there was water. Everything in the house seemed to be working just fine. The local was perfect too. Tyapa concluded that they could live here for 6 or 7 months. So after entering the house, okay, Tyapa saw everything. As Tyapa was sent over there just to take information कि this particular house is, I mean, good for living or not. Okay, so he just checked all the switch and then he went to the bathroom and he checked the taps. Okay, the water was there, everything was perfect. So Tyapa concluded that ना हम लोग यहाँ पे 6-7 महीना हम लोग आराम से रह सकते हैं. Tyapa concluded that they could live here for 6 or 7 months at great ease. EASE ये जो term है और ये जो word है, this is the noun form of easy. Okay, easy adjective is noun. He decided to return home the very next morning. So Tyapa को जिस काम के लिए भेजा गया था वो काम डन हो चुका है. अब Tyapa ने सब कुछ देख लिया, चलो घर वगैरह ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है, यार बाथरूम में पानी भी है, एवरीथिंग इज क्वाइट फाइन. ओके, ठीक है, चलो मैं कल रिटर्न चला जाऊंगा और जाके सबको लेके मैं आ जाऊंगा. सो Tyapa का काम यहाँ पे डन. Suddenly started raining cats and dogs. Okay, cats and dogs means continuous raining. Okay, so as soon as Tyapa thought of going back home, then and there the rain started. Okay, suddenly it started raining cats and dogs. It is describing the heavy rain. Okay, as is common in any hilly area, the sky, the mountains and the valley were suddenly engulfed by a thick fog. One could not tell whether it was still day or night had swiftly fallen over the hills. It was at this time that someone started pounding on the door. So अब Tyapa ने सोचा कि चलो मैं कल घर वापस चला जाऊंगा, फिर हम सब लोग एक साथ आएंगे. ठीक है, तो जैसे Tyapa ने सोचा, then and there started raining. अब वहाँ पे बारिश शुरू हो गया. अब हिल एरिया में जैसा होता है कि then and there the sky was gathered with black clouds, dense cloud, okay, and started raining continuously. It was raining continuously, cats and dogs. और तभी जाके किसने दरवाजा में नॉक किया. टक 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 टक. Someone knocked at the door. Tyapa opened it and saw a rickety, keyword rickety, old Englishman with a small briefcase in hand and drenched to his skin, staring back at him. So as soon as Tyapa heard the knocking at the door, he just opened the door and a person was standing over there. Okay, he was a rickety English old man and he was carrying a briefcase and he was staring at Tyapa like this. He was staring at Tyapa. There were patches of moss and mud on his trousers, so Tyapa assumed that the man may have slipped and fallen somewhere. His cheeks were hollow, his face pale, he was shivering in cold, his teeth chattering incessantly. So Tyapa is very sensible. अब Tyapa ने ध्यान दिया कि उनके कोट पे, ट्राउजर पे एकदम मिट्टी वगैरह, मॉस वगैरह लगा हुआ है. तो Tyapa ने सोचा ये इंसान जो आदमी जो कहीं पे गिर गया होगा, इसीलिए इतना खराब इनका हालत हो चुका है. ठीक है. And the man was shivering in cold. He was, his teeth chattering. May I please come in? He asked. Of course. What a day, Tyapa blurted. Why don't you change into some warm clothes and have some tea? Please. He tried to play the perfect host. So Tyapa is very helpful. So the man asked, may I come in? He said, yes, please come in. And you please change your cloths, no, take some warm cloths. You have completely drenched yourself. So take some cloth, okay, and have a cup of hot tea. The two beds in the bedroom had a blanket each. After tea, the Englishman opened his briefcase to reveal wads of 100 rupee notes which he carefully laid out on the mat to dry. उनके पास नोट था, भीग गया था, वो कपड़ा वपड़ा चेंज करके वो अपना ब्रीफकेस खोला, ठीक है, और वहाँ से 100 रुपीज़ का नोट निकाल के मैट्रेस के ऊपर उन्होंने, जो इंसान जो आदमी आया था, उन्होंने रख दिया सूखने के लिए. Then he slipped into bed, but he kept shivering even with 2 blankets. So he was given 2 blankets, but still now he was shivering. So Tyapa tucked his most favorite hot water bottle under the man's feet. Then he had dinner and he fast asleep. So Tyapa के पास जो वाटर बॉटल था जिसमें हॉट वाटर था, उन्होंने टैपा उनके पैर के नीचे दिया ताकि उनको ठंड जो है वो कम महसूस हो. The rain continued for 3 days at a stretch. It might come as a short question. It was no great surprise that they soon ran out of food. Tyapa searched the kitchen and located a small primus stove and a torn umbrella. He ran to the corner shop to get rice, lentils, potato, onions and a bottle of oil. ये सब जो है keywords है. However, trying to light the stove was another matter. He would have surely burned the house down had not the Englishman come running and adjusted the flame. तो Tyapa जो है, he did not have the experience to cook, so he tried to lit the stove. तो उस टाइम फ्लेम इतना ज़्यादा था कि अगर वो इंग्लिशमैन नहीं आता और फ्लेम को एडजस्ट नहीं करता तो पूरा घर में जो है आग लग जाता. सो द मैन वॉज ऑल्सो वेरी हेल्पफुल, राइट. ही एडजस्टेड द फ्लेम एंड Tyapa was not having a bit experience of cooking. That is the reason he was making the mistake. Actually Tyapa did not have the plan to stay over there, right. He came there, okay, he reached there, he saw the house, everything was quite perfect, and as soon as he planned to go back home, to get back home, the rain started. That is the reason he stayed over there, and it was raining for 3 days continuously, so it's obvious that he could not go back house. Tyapa's visitor was very affable, that means very friendly, affable, another keyword. He had high fever yet refused to have anything but tea and condensed milk. Although Tyapa was a wee bit curious, the old man conscientiously avoided talking about his bank notes. Instead, he simply stacked them back into his briefcase once they had dried. So, but Tyapa was very curious that the man was not talking to me properly. Okay, even when Tyapa asked him about the bank note, he did not say anything. He did not tell a single thing. Rather, he kept all the notes back in his briefcase. Beams of bright sunshine flooded the rooms on the 3rd day. So, finally, the rain stopped. Okay, the sky was clear and blue. Tyapa packed his bag, bid farewell to the Englishman and left for the station. So, जैसे weather clear हुआ, Tyapa ने क्या किया? Tyapa ने अपना लगेज वगैरह पैक किया, इंग्लिशमैन को कहा चलो अच्छा चलता हूँ, दुआओं में याद रखना, टाटा बाय बाय सी यू बोल के Tyapa had left for the station. On his return to Calcutta, he was told that the family had decided to go to Ghatshila instead because he had taken too long to return. तो अब कोलकाता पहुँच के उनको पता चला कि वो लोग Tyapa को इतना टाइम लग रहा था कि रिटर्न जाने के लिए, so they were not sure about the house. That is the reason they changed their plan and they planned to shift to Ghatshila. आप लोग कभी घाटशिला गया हो? बहुत अच्छा प्लेस है, आप लोग जा सकते हो. द वेदर, द क्लाइमेट वॉज एक्सट्रीमली हेल्दी. ओके, Okay, his eldest aunt had already left for the place the previous day. The turn of events quite upset Tyapa. ये सुन के Tyapa को थोड़ा ये कैसा बात हुआ? It was a nice house, no? He went there, he checked everything. It was a nice house. Plan उसको भी अच्छा नहीं लगा. चलो यार और क्या, फैमिली ने डिसाइड किया तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, है कि नहीं? 15 years passed, 15 साल बीत गया. So ये जो इंसिडेंट हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, ये क्या है? 15 साल पहले का एक इंसिडेंट है. Tyapa was a family man now. Okay, once deciding to visit Kurseong during the puja vacation, he looked up the same house again. It was available. This time, he voluntarily undertook the responsibility of inspecting it. Hence, on reaching the place, he deposited his suitcase with the station master and quickly walked up to the house. He planned to return that very evening. So, 15 साल बाद, right now Tyapa is a family man. Okay. शादी हो गया उनका, तो ही इज़ अ फैमिली मैन। तो पूजा वैकेशन पे वो लोग करसंग पे जा रहे हैं। तो टैपा ने सोचा नहीं, 15 साल पहले मैंने जो उस घर पे गया था, ठीक है, अब मैं वहीं पे जाऊंगा और मैं अपने हर हाथ से सब कुछ, मैं खुद सब कुछ इंस्पेक्ट वहाँ पे करूँगा। मैं देखूँगा कहाँ पे क्या है नहीं है सब कुछ। और नहीं, मैं तो आज तो मैं अभी रुकूंगा ही नहीं, मैं तो वहाँ से इवनिंग तक बाहर आ जाऊँगा, मैं रिटर्न आ जाऊँगा। ये सोच के स्टेशन मास्टर को अपना बैग थमा दिया और वो सीधा चला गया उस घर में। Every bit of this visit mirrored his previous one. अब वो वहाँ पे जब गया, उनके साथ एग्जैक्टली वही घटनाएं घट रहा था जो टैपा के साथ उसी घर में, उसी जगह में आज से 15 साल पहले हुआ था। द चार्मिंग हाउस, द crooked creaky gate, the absence of the watchman, the open glass door, the light in the bedroom, the water from the tap, everything, what he experienced 15 years ago. Today, after 15 years, Tyapa is experiencing the same thing in that particular house. It was a mirrored scene like that. पहले जो हुआ था 15 साल पहले, आज 15 साल बाद एक ही चीज हो रहा है. As if that were not enough, clouds enveloped the sky, the mountains and the valley in blinding darkness, and it began to rain heavily. See, on that day also, as soon as he thought that he would go back, then and there the rain started. Similarly, today, after 15 years, okay, once again the rain started. Suddenly Tyapa heard knocks on the door. Tuck, 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 tuck. Once again Tyapa heard someone was knocking at the door, just as on that night 15 years ago. और वो बिल्कुल वैसा ही नॉक था जो 15 साल पहले टैपा ने सुना था. He opened the door. Before him there stood an old rickety Englishman with a small briefcase. He opened the door and he saw that in front of him the same person was standing, that rickety old Englishman who was carrying a small briefcase, the same man who had visited Tyapa years ago. His eyes were hollow. ये जो आंख का जो जगह है वो पूरा hollow था. His face pale and his teeth chattered from the cold. Tyapa saw the patches of moss and mud on his trousers. Now this time the person, okay, the eyes of the person were completely hollow and he was having a chiseled face and he was completely drenched from top to bottom and his teeth were chattering out of coldness. May I please come in? Same question that the person asked Tyapa before 15 years. May I please come in? He asked. Tyapa held the door wide open, slid past the Englishman and tore down the carpet towards the railway station. The train lashed on without stopping. Not once did Tyapa stop to look back. Tyapa वो देख के वो एकदम डर गया. How is it possible? ये कैसे हो सकता है? ये कैसे हो सकता है? 15 साल पहले यही इंसान ने, यही आदमी आया था, इसी टाइम पे आया था जब बारिश हो रहा था और आज भी ऐसा ही हुआ है. बट राइट नाउ द आईज ऑफ द पर्सन वर कंप्लीटली हॉलो. देयर वाज नथिंग एंड आउट ऑफ फियर टैपा ran from the house and he did not look back. यहीं पे जाके जो है स्टोरी खत्म हो जाता है. Now definitely I hope the story is quite clear to you all. I'm damn sure. So please press the like button and share the channel with your friends so that they would also get the best explanation, guys. Please and please. अब जो बात यही है शॉर्ट स्टोरी कि अब डेफिनेटली आप लोगों के मन में एक क्वेश्चन है कि उसके बाद क्या हुआ. आप लोग ये जानने का मन कर रहा है लेकिन आप लोग ये कभी नहीं जान पाओगे. Because this is the most important, the first characteristics or criteria of a particular short story. So I hope everything is clear और आप लोगों को अच्छा भी लगा. So आज बस इतना ही. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम लोग फिर से कोई नया चैप्टर, नया जर्नी, नया एक्सप्लेनेशन लेके आएंगे. ठीक है, तो आप लोग तब तक पढ़ाई करो आराम से. कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हो आप लोग मुझे लिख सकते हो कमेंट बॉक्स पे या फिर डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में. मेरा नंबर भी दिया हुआ है. एंड आई ऑलरेडी हैव स्टार्टेड the batches for my new session, that is 2022 and 23. So if anyone wants to take tuition, my number has been given over there. Okay, so please contact, no problem at all. You all are always welcome, and please press the like button, share the channel with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. One more thing is that press the bell icon so that you can get regular updates whenever we post a video. आज बस इतना ही. God bless you and study well.